the next run down, big left round, honestly cold, rocky, rock, walk, running over there. Clowns, I know, heights in the air. Heights in the air. Clowns, I know, heights in the air.
Welcome everyone, welcome to another edition of the Gym Rat Pack Does Entertainment. With myself, Larry Olubamiwo, and my partner in crime,
Mr. L Rock.
Yeah. We're here to give you our take on everything entertainment-wise, especially movies and TV, and a little bit of sport here and there, you know? But we've got a whole bag of things to talk about, am I right?
Yeah.
So let us dive right in. And boy, I have to say, Tyson Fury smashed the shit out of Deontay Wilder.
He sure did. Right, let's go back to our prediction. So,
Okay.
we did predict round 4.
Yeah. So you said specifically 4.
I said 4. You said
and I said
earlier.
4 to 6.
Yeah.
We were both wrong.
Both wrong.
And to his credit,
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder put up a hell of a fight.
Great fight.
Hell of a fight.
Yeah.
If you're talking great fight in terms of skill, not necessarily. Especially towards the end rounds, the later rounds. If we're talking about a great fight in terms of ups, downs, this one's on control now, that one's in control, this one's got knocked down, that one's got knocked down. It was one of the best fights in a long while.
Yeah.
What you watched the fight? I'm taking it right.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the fight?
The way Deontay came out, I was like, oh, that is coming out serious. And Fury was still doing his thing. I still actually had Fury up on points.
Up until the knockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like through most of it. Most of it.
Yeah.
But Deontay, look, he was waiting. And I was thinking, is the bang going to come?
Well, it came a couple times.
Yeah.
Knocked him down.
Yeah. Is it going to
few
come? And then, Fury just got up. But he was, both of them had heart of lion. And they had to go into the next level. That's real fighters. Real fighters.
Yeah. That's a dig deep.
Yeah, everything went out the window. It's like, I want this more than you. And both of them showed that they wanted it more than each other. So for Deontay to even go that far, and for Fury to just get up after he got slammed a couple times, I was just like, I didn't know what way it was going to go. So like I said, I had Fury up on points. And then after the knockdowns of Fury, I thought, he could catch him. He could catch him. But Fury, heart of a lion.
Bro.
Heart of a lion.
Bro, 100%. 100%. Like, that fight went... I mean, obviously, the winner was the guy who we thought was going to win. But the way that fight went, it completely came out of left field for me.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, Deontay Wilder came out really aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, really aggressively.
I want to win this.
And I think the reason why is because the second fight, that's what Fury did. Fury came out aggressively. Fury came out and really put it on him from the beginning. And that was Freddie Roach's advice to him in the first fight that he should have done.
Okay.
So he implemented that in the second fight. So obviously to counter that, Deontay's gone in there aggressively.
Yeah, same.
And you know what I mean? And it did work. It did work. He was using his jab more.
Yeah.
So I have to take back. I still reckon he wasn't the man to train Wilder for this fight. But I still have to take back a little bit what I said in terms of Malik Scott training him.
Yeah.
Because he did help him.
The improvement was there.
It was there.
It was noticeable.
It was there. It was definitely there. You saw him using his jab more. Even one of the knockdown that really scared me. I can't remember which knockdown it was. When he teed him up with the jab and he connected with that right hand. And you could see Fury. I mean, they showed it in slow motion. His body shook, and then he went down. I thought, oh, that's over. Because every other person he's caught with that right hand has gone.
Has gone.
Gone. We're talking good. I mean, Luis Ortiz is
What do you think went through Deontay's mind when he knocked him like that and he got back up?
The same thing that went through his mind when he knocked him down in the second fight and he went down and get up like the Undertaker.
Okay,
because like... I saw, because I rewound it a few times to see Deontay's face, and he was like, yeah, getting happy, getting excited,
yeah.
And then man got up again.
Okay,
and I think that.
What does that do to you though, as a boxer, when you've given him one of your best shots and he gets up?
I think. It's disheartening. It's extremely disheartening.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's extremely disheartening. But I think at the same time, like when I knock people down, I never celebrated. No. I only celebrate, and even then, I talk about celebrate. I'm more relieved when the fight's over.
Yeah.
But until that ref has stopped that fight is not over. So just because the guy's on the ground, as we see with Tyson Fury. Man can get up again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was never one of these guys to celebrate once I've knocked a man down, because they can get up and still win the fight.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, simple.
So you can see that Deontay still hasn't got rid of that, and I think that did affect him, because that does play with your energy levels, because you know when you get excited, your adrenaline goes up.
Yeah. And then you use more,
right,
and then you drop,
and it comes back down.
Okay.
So I think that affected him. I think Fury used his experience in there, and when I say experience, he used his weight to his advantage big time. Yeah. Laid on him, bullied him, all up, pushed him back.
Just sucked his energy
out.
Yeah.
But also, Fury, if you watch, Fury is a seasoned fighter in terms of he knows when to step on the gas, when to slow it back down because he needs a breather, when to grab him because he needs a breather.
Okay.
You know, when to mess him about grabbing him because he wants him to tire himself out.
Yeah.
It shows, and you know, I think it was Larry Holmes that always said you can't buy experience, and that is a perfect example of that.
Okay,
do you know what I mean?
Okay,
because
it's a whole strategy.
It's a whole strategy.
Okay,
this is why they say fighting is a science.
Yeah, because
people will look at that and think, they're just messing around, they're just clinching. There's an art to that. There's a reason why they're doing that. Either one wants to get a breather, or one wants to tire the other one out.
Or sometimes both want a breather.
Sometimes both of them,
when there's almost like an understanding. Like,
exactly. But that's when you get boring fights. Yeah. Because they both want a breather. Yeah. And then it's like, okay, none of us are going to throw punches. We're just going to lay on each other and cuddle and, you know? Whereas both of them, one wanted a breather, one wanted to stop them get a breather. When they were both tired, even when they were both trying to get a breather, you can tell, okay, this ain't going to last long because someone's going to... And you always saw Tyson Fury throw a cheeky uppercut on there because, again, he's the more skilled guy. Yeah. He's got an array of shots to be able to throw. Yeah. Deontay Wilder didn't. I don't remember him throwing one uppercut in there. And there was plenty of opportunities to throw an uppercut. Do you see what I'm saying? But Tyson Fury, as awkward as he looks, he's very athletic for a big guy. And that's why he can throw these shots from all these different kind of shots from different angles. Do you know? He's been fighting since he was fucking born, literally. Do you know what I mean? So that's most travelers are very well versed in the art of boxing. You know, I feel that although he didn't really have much of a choice, I feel that Deontay Wilder coming in at his career heaviest in the long run didn't help him because, as you saw, he got very tired. Yeah. Towards the middle of the fight, and his hands were down, and it just so happened that for whatever reason Tyson Fury was a little bit tired, but again he knew when to get his breathers in, so he didn't look as worse for wear as Deontay Wilder did. No, not towards the end. Towards the end, especially when Deontay Wilder had his hands down and Fury just picking him off with the jab, throwing, the hooks as well, because he didn't have his hands up, wasn't covering the sides. Throwing the body shots as well to tire him down, because I know what Deontay Wilder was thinking, and in theory, it's a good thought that I need to put on more weight because he's the bigger man, he's going to bully me as he did in the first two fights. I need to have some weight and strength to push him back. What he should have done, if that was the strategy, which obviously it was to have 2 or 3 warm-up fights to get his body used to that weight, used to fighting at that weight, because he's naturally not that big a guy. He came in at 17 and a half stone, something like that. He's normally a 15 stone 11 guy That's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight
to be carrying
and to
in
still
a fight.
be conditioned and go up and come down in condition.
It's a lot of weight. Trust me.
Yeah.
So that
was Fury.
Oh, Fury was heavy, but Fury's used to being heavy.
Yeah.
So even if he's not that conditioned, he's used to carrying that weight. So it's not a big deal to him.
It didn't look like a big deal.
It wasn't, because that is literally probably he's heavier than that walking around in the street.
Yeah,
I've
seen more conditioned man start blowing after like 2-3 rounds.
But again, he knows how to breathe in the ring. He knows when to throw a shot. That is a science in itself, and you need plenty of experience to know how to do that.
That's something you can only learn with experience.
You can only learn that with experience. And this is why you can get I've seen videos of like some old 70-year-old guy knocking out some 20-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 20-year-old guy has got everything on him as far as athleticism is concerned. But when it comes to experience and fighting in a ring, the older guy has the experience, and he knows when to throw the shot, when to cover up. And he was knocking that guy to the point where his mates had to come in and stop it because he was getting battered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it was just a friggin' exciting fight.
It was an exciting fight.
I tell you, a fight you guys should watch that replicates the excitement of this fight was this fight in the 70s between George Foreman and Ron Lyle. I think this fight was just after George Foreman lost to Muhammad Ali. We lost the title to Muhammad Ali in the Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah.
If you watch that fight, it was exactly the same as this one knocked that one down, then that one knocked this one down. And they were both big punches at the time as well. And George Foreman just won that fight by the skin of his teeth by knocking the guy out. But it was literally like, I think George Foreman knocked him down 4 times in the end, and he knocked George Foreman down 3 times.
It was one of those.
It's crazy because that was the golden era of heavyweights, really.
Yeah.
And anyone from that era could have been a heavyweight champion. Now, even that Ron Lyle, who never won a title, he could have easily been a world heavyweight champion.
What, today?
If he was in this era. That's how good that era was, you know?
Yeah.
But there's so well done to Tyson Fury for winning, retaining his title. And well done to Deontay Wilder as well for putting up such a fantastic fight. Now, a few issues come up with this fight. So first of all, Tyson Fury is calling Deontay Wilder a sore loser because he came up to Wilder. He came up to Wilder afterwards in the ring, and Wilder fobbed him off basically.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? And you've already pretty much said it, but what
he is a sore loser. But then I was thinking about it. Like, say, how many times has he lost? 3 times, would you
3
say?
times now to the same man.
To the same man.
No, 2 times because the first one was a draw.
Yeah, all right. But let's say he's lost. I think for him, he just wants to beat him. And I think maybe the frustration is just too much for him to bear. Which can be, and that's male pride sometimes. It's like, he's, how many years now has he spent preparing over all 3 fights to beat Fury? He's been a massive part of his life.
It's true.
And
I didn't think of it like that.
That's how I'm At first I was thought, oh, you're just a sore loser. But if I put my kids and my missus and my family through, I'm going to fight this guy, I'm going to beat this guy, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then he just keeps banging me. Like I might just say, I might just say, you know what? Nah, man, move. Like, I might just say that. And I never thought of it like that. You know, there's like, oh yeah, it was a great fight. Everyone huggy, kissy. But you know, that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes.
His coach, Malik Scott, said that the reason why he gave him the cold shoulder was because, do you remember that in the second fight, Deontay Wilder was claiming that Tyson Fury cheated by weighting up the glove and all of that. And he said he still feels like he cheated. So for him, he still has beef with him. So he says, why should I, you know,
respect him
basically.
Yeah.
While I understand the theory behind that, the reality is he did not cheat.
No.
He did not cheat. No. The glove might have been a bit loose. I've seen the pictures. The glove might have been a bit loose. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong. He didn't weight the glove. No, of course not.
Yeah.
He didn't weight the glove.
Okay.
He might not have put his hand all the way through. There's not cheating. No,
Okay.
you're allowed to do that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So and now I'm hearing that he's coming up with all these excuses that my knuckle was broken and this was broken. And you see, this is what I don't like. When if you've lost to the better man, and Tyson Fury was quite clearly the better man, just admit it. Even if you're saying, "Oh, I had this injury, I had that injury, that injury," you lost to the superior fighter because one, you don't know what that guy was going through, and I've had it on good authority, as you know, we've got a very mutual friend that Tyson Fury didn't have a perfect camp either. He had a few things going on, including family issues. You know, it's enough to send a man do lally. So you don't know what the next man has gone through. So why are you bringing up the excuses? Do you know what I mean? And then on top of that, I think I showed you something from the Daily Mail. Now the Daily Mail, I think it was another fighter, a UFC fighter. In fact, I think it's Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier.
And what was he saying? Something about...
former MMA star Daniel Cormier slams referee for crazy slow count after Tyson Fury was knocked down twice by Deontay Wilder in the 4th round before bouncing back to defend the WBC title with an 11th round knockout. I'm not going to go into this article, but basically Daniel Cormier and a lot of other people are saying that it was a long count, that basically he was on the floor for 15 seconds instead of the, whatever, however long the ref counted.
Yeah.
My answer to that is that happens all the time in boxing. That happens all the time in boxing.
Does it really?
And I'll tell you why. Because a human being is not a clock. So I can count like 1, 2, 3. That could be 5 seconds. I'm not a clock.
Yeah.
I can only go. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's not a clock.
Right. It happens all the time in boxing.
Yeah.
But believe me, as a former professional boxer, it happens all the time in boxing. It's not a conspiracy.
Sometimes it's quicker.
Sometimes it's quick. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes because there's not. Human beings are not clocks. You know, you're only going by a certain rhythm. Everyone's got different rhythms. So someone can be like 1, 2, 3. Another one could be like 1, 2.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not a conspiracy. It's not, that's just what it is. That's the luck of the draw. And I'm pretty sure if they looked at Deontay's knockdowns, it was the same thing.
Just because he got up earlier. Because
they both of them got up early.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you're down, you're taking that moment.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna count to 10, I'm gonna try and get up at say 7.
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
That's the safest spot. You don't get up at 9.
No.
You don't get up at 9.
Yeah, too late. Too late. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna pick the rhythm. So you know he's going 1, 2. But if he was going quicker, I'm pretty sure Fury would have got up.
Because again, as a professional boxer, you're always told, as soon as you get knocked down, the first thing you do is get the count of the ref.
Yeah,
that's the first thing you do.
Just tune into
because you're out of it for a split couple of seconds. I've been there. You're at, like, I remember when I fought John McDermott. The punch didn't even hurt me. I was punching, and then all of a sudden I'm on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh shit, I've been knocked down.
Man, so what am I doing here?
What am I doing here? I didn't even realise the shot that hit me.
Real.
That's what I say. It wasn't hurt, but I was just like, whoa, what am I doing here? Yeah. I need to get. First thing I need to get is the count.
The count.
We's on 5. Okay, I've got a couple of seconds before I have to get up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get up.
Yeah.
So that's all Tyson is. You hit the nail on the head. Tyson Fury was down. The first thing he's going to do is pick up the count of the ref. Yeah. If the ref was counting fast, he would have got up.
Quicker,
Because you can see he wasn't out of it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
It was just sort of lying there, taking a breather.
Right.
He wasn't like a...
Yeah, exactly.
Rolling around.
Right.
Like.
So I think people need to chill out with that. Because if you look... With the same ref counting Deontay Wilder when he was down, you will find the same thing. It was probably a bit long. It's just the referee's rhythm. I had a good friend of mine from Canada, Eric Kelm, big up Eric, who messaged me that and thinking that it was a big controversy. But I just wanted, Eric, if you're watching this, you probably are. It isn't. It really isn't. This is a common thing in boxing. And it just depends on the ref's rhythm. And I'm quite sure if you look down on Deontay's knockdowns, it's the same. It's
and
the
if
same
you
thing.
look at the ref's back catalogue, It's probably the same
Yeah,
rhythm.
yeah.
I'm sure he's not speeding it up, slowing it down.
No,
he just
no.
counts
I
the way
don't
he
believe
counts.
so. I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
So the last question,
Yes.
AJ, has he even got a chance?
Against who?
Both of them. Any of them.
My thing is, if, and that's a big if, he beats Usyk, which I don't think he will do.
Yeah.
We can't even talk about him fighting Tyson Fury.
No.
That's not in the cards for him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
if he beats, no, even forget that. Okay, if he loses to Usyk, as we both think he's going to lose to Usyk in a rematch,
yeah, I do.
does he beat Deontay Wilder? I think on the back of that fight, that's a big hell no.
No.
What do you think?
I think even if he was lucky enough to beat Usyk, I just don't think he'd beat Deontay.
I don't think he's beaten Deontay.
Yeah.
I think in fact, I think the only fighter that can give Deontay a good fight is Usyk. Obviously, apart from Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
I think he beats Dylan White.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought he beats Dylan White, but even more so on the back of that performance.
Yeah.
Right? I think he beats Anthony Joshua. I think he beats Andy Ruiz, although that would be a tough fight because I do rate Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I sparred with him, so I know how good he is.
Okay.
Andy Ruiz. I think he beats Joseph Parker.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, of course he beats Joseph Parker. I can't see what Parker's going to do against Deontay Wilder. Do you know what I mean? And one thing people need to understand is just because he couldn't finish Fury, that doesn't mean he's lost any power. That's just how tough Fury is. And then also the question but then the question then becomes, because Fury's dad then said he doesn't want him to fight Dylan because he can't get up for someone like Dylan. And I understand that. I understand that. He can only get up for the big fight. His dad just wants him to fight Usyk.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and then done. And I get that.
Yeah.
Because these fights that he's gone through, these 3 fights with a murderous puncher like Deontay, and he's admitted it himself, is going to take a hell of a lot out of him. It's going to shorten his career.
Yeah.
He's been knocked down.
Its toll, yeah.
Right. It's going to take its toll.
Yeah.
And I doubt that he wants to live life after boxing, you know.
Yeah. Slightly slurry. And...
Yeah, exactly. With not all these faculties with him. So, and I agree with his dad. I don't think Tyson Fury can get up for a Dylan White fight or anyone that's not the best. Like he probably could still get up for an AJ fight because AJ still has that public support.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he still get up because that'll still be a spectacle.
Still a golden child in the UK.
Yeah. That'll still be a spectacle.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, especially with the punishment that he's taken over these 3 fights with a murderous puncher like Deontay, I feel the best thing for him to do, as his dad said, is fight Usyk and retire. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think if Joshua beats Usyk, he fights Joshua. Just because.
Yeah.
Just because. Yeah. And if Joshua loses,
which we think he will,
which I think he will, then just
fight
that's Usyk. It. Fight and go out on a high.
Yeah. So because what the WBC have said to him is straight after the fight. Imagine they said to him, "You have 30 days to fix a fight with Usyk. Otherwise, you're going to have to fight Dylan White as a mandatory because Dylan White is mandatory now."
Oh, right.
So I think if he follows his dad's advice, which he very possibly could, I think he drops the WBC title because he's at that stage now where he doesn't need a title.
No.
He's Floyd Mayweather level where
you
don't need a title to make it a big fight.
Yeah,
you don't need a title. So I feel that that's possibly what's going to happen. He's going to drop the title to not fight Dylan White, wait for the winner of AJ and Usyk.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then fight them and then retire.
For him, not like belittling Dylan White.
Yeah.
But for him, Dylan White is not.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to happen for him.
Yeah.
He's got nothing to prove there.
No.
He wants AJ or Usyk and that's it.
Yeah.
And then end of days.
Exactly.
End of days.
Exactly. So, yeah.
And that's it. In a nutshell.
Yeah, boy. So tell us what you thought of the fight. What did you think of Deontay's performance? What did you think of Tyson Fury's performance? Where do you think Wilder goes from here? Where do you see Fury going from here? Do you see him dropping the WBC title or not? Let us know in the comments down below what you think. And we'll be sure to reply to your comments, won't we?
Next to your comment.